Look at that guy right there, the businessman who's about to have a lot of business coming up for the entire Davis family. Yes, we're talking about November 8th, ESPN Plus, live at the Scope in Norfolk. All three Davis brothers. But that man right there, the unbeaten lightweight, Keyshawn Davis, in the main event against Gustavo Lemos. Keyshawn, fired up to talk to you because you know what I love about you so far in this young career, businessman? You want all the freaking smoke. Like you're not fooling around at
Right,
all. This is not a show. What's up
right.
with that?
And that just speaks. I love putting on performances, and you can't have a great performance without another great fighter in the ring in front of you. So that's who I am.
That is who you are. Look, this is a big deal for your community, for your family. First major televised boxing event in Norfolk since 1994. Early signs are telling us this will be a sellout. What will this moment mean to you?
Um, a lot to me, honestly, man. I love my city. I perform the way I perform because of where I come from. I get my character because of where I come from, my confidence, my mentality, everything is about where I come from. So when y'all go in that arena, y'all gonna be hearing a lot of stuff that like, damn, it sound like Keyshawn a little bit, the accent, or it's been like, damn, these guys hyped up just like how Keyshawn be. So y'all just gonna see a lot of similarities out there, honestly.
Do you feel any added pressure getting the main event treatment, the hometown treatment, the whole idea that this kid's about to break through and look, all the pressure, all the spotlight is on you?
In terms of having the spotlight, no, I don't put any pressure on me. I know how to fight. So in that ring, I'm gonna just do what I was born here to do. But the lead up, the build up, interviews and stuff like that, it's definitely added pressure. It's just more that I gotta do now. And it's my first time experiencing it. So great experience, hard experience, but I'm enjoying the process for sure.
Indeed, indeed. Let's talk about the family here. Kelvin Davis, your brother, going to be on the card fighting at 140. Keon is going to make his pro debut here at 147. I don't know how many times in boxing history we've seen three brother professionals on the same card fighting. What does this mean for the three of you, for your family to have this opportunity like this?
It means the world, man. Shout out to Top Rank for putting this show on for us in my hometown, in our hometown. But this is something we've been talking about when we was in middle school. Like seriously, this is something we've been talking about for over 10 years, and we made it happen. We put the work in. We built our name up enough so we could sell this venue out, and because we didn't want to just come home and it'd be like a low key scene. You know what I'm saying? Like we always when we think big, we dream, we vision big. So we was always saying when we come home to the scope, we're gonna sell it out. And it's crazy. God just been blessing us and everything that we've been saying, we really spoke into existence. And now we really out here living it.
Separate from the goals and dreams that you have for yourself, which are huge. You talk about it all the time. We've seen in your step up fights, Jose Pedraza, you step through him. But the idea of doing something as a family, being known like the Klitschko's, like the Charlos, like so many other throughout history, is that something that also was always in the plans for you guys to sort of all level up about the same time and show the world what you can do?
I mean, yeah, man. Like we still trying to show the world that it's not all about the business, man. It's DB3, it's Davis brothers, it's three of us, and Keon didn't even get introduced in the professional ranks yet. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even say we got started yet. You know what I'm saying? When Keon turned pro, now I can say we got started, and now we can start really actually growing our brand because we built it up to people know what it is. Now it's time to grow it, and now that our youngest brother Keon Davis making his debut, and y'all gonna see that his potential is beyond the charts. His potential, he had more potential than me and my oldest brother. I honestly think Keon gonna be the best out of all of us. I was watching him spar yesterday, and I'm just thinking, I'm just sitting back and watching, like, damn, boy, you're really good, you know? So I just can't wait to Keon display his talent, honestly. I feel like y'all gonna fall in love with him just like y'all fell in love with me.
Well, how would you, to the uninitiated, describe the difference as fighters between the three brothers?
We'll start with my oldest brother. He a southpaw. He's 6'1", fight at 140. And me, I'm 5'9", fight 135. And Keon, he's 6'4", fighting at 147.
Dang.
So like all of us differentiate in terms of how we were built. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like all of us, it's not too much differences because all of us had that mentality that I'm about to beat your ass mentality. You know what I'm saying? We all got that mentality. You know what I'm saying? And we all come from Norfolk. We all come from the same mother and father, and we don't really have too much differences other than how we're built. You know what I'm saying? Like just our diaphragm. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
we all share that same mentality, and we all out here trying to make the biggest fights happen, and we all just taking it fight by fight.
Look, it's something I've been saying the last, let's say, year and a half on podcasts or columns and saying, look, there's something about the new spirit of young American fighters who maybe don't want to follow some of the fighters of 10, 5, 10, 15 years ago. They want the big fights at age 24, 25, 26. They don't want it at 32 after a 5-year build. It seems talking to you that you also subscribe to that. What do you think that is about this? I mean, I'm talking about Ryan Garcia too. Like these younger guys are just like, no, give me the big one now.
Hey, that's just our generation. I guess we look at the fighters like Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray, that era. You know what I'm saying? We all see them, Tommy Hearns, we all see them fight each other at a young age and still put on great fights, win or loss. They still was the people's champion in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And our generation just try to bring that feeling back. I can definitely speak for that. Our generation definitely try to bring that feeling back in this generation. And in terms of me, you know, I've been calling out world champions since I was like 6-0. You know what I'm saying? And now that I got a chance to have my first main event, I done called out somebody that's 29-1 with 19 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? I could have went a way easier route. You know what I mean? But hey, that just speaks for my character. And I always said that if I don't stop my opponent and then go all rounds, it's still gonna be a beautiful performance. And I lived up to that.
11-0 up to this point. You showed us a lot. The names keep getting harder, and somehow you keep getting better. How tough of a matchup is Gustavo Lemos here, November 8th in Norfolk?
He's gonna be as tough as all my other opponents. Like people gotta start putting respect. I just feel like people gotta start putting a different respect on my name. If you know boxing, you watch boxing like I do. Gustavo Lemos never even fought nobody like me before. He never fought nobody as gritty as me. He never fought nobody that's actually gonna fight him back. That last fight that he fought somebody that was basically on the back foot the entire time, fighting off the ropes, and he didn't give Gustavo a fight. Gustavo didn't have a real fight yet. My last fight against Miguel, that was a real fight, and y'all seen what I can do. Gustavo didn't have that yet, so I feel like not. I feel like I know this is a step up fight for Gustavo. This is not a step up fight for the businessman. I've been there, and
Wow.
I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna handle Gustavo.
And I mean, and I hear you went out of your way to get Gustavo. You didn't want the opponents that were being presented to you. What is the onus in that?
Now that's real. I sat down with my team, and Tom Rain gave me this one opponent, Nicholas Walters, and I denied soon as they said Nicholas. Like Nicholas, no, I don't want to fight him. I've never heard of him. No, but everybody know Nicholas Walters. He's a decent fighter. He's just 38 years old, and
Sure.
I was and my team told me go sit down with Top Rank and figure this out. So me by myself went to Top Rank office. I sat down the bosses and we figured it out. And I told them like I don't want to fight Nicholas. He's 38 years old. Bottom line, when I stop him, they're gonna say the businessman stopped a 38-year-old man. It's not gonna be a significant win. I didn't want to come to my hometown and just give him a knockout because it's gonna be easy. I want to give him a real fight in my hometown, you know what I'm saying? And I told him Gustavo is that. Gustavo came off a hard decision loss. It could have went either way. And I feel like this time around that he got another big opportunity. This is like his redemption. He feel like, oh, I got another opportunity. I'm really gonna show the world this time. And I'm fighting at 135. This is what I really feel comfortable at. Yes, I'm about to knock Keyshawn out. I'm about to do this and the third. That's what I want. That's the type of opponent that I need. So I can be the best that I can be. And that's only gonna make to be a great fight.
Well, I love the businessman nickname, but sometimes when fighters they can act too much like businessmen, like we were talking about, where they're trying to maneuver in and around guys. That's certainly not you. Where does this nickname come from?
I came up with this nickname when I was an amateur, man. Um, being an Olympic hopeful, I like for real. My first year on the USA team, I knew that I was gonna be the Olympic hopeful. I believed in myself like I'm the best on this team, and I'm winning a gold medal, right? So knowing that, knowing I'm going pro afterwards. So I didn't want to go pro, not knowing anything about the business, right? I knew managers, promoters was coming at me, they was talking to me, and I didn't even understand the language. So I started praying, and then God started putting me in positions to where I can hear this person out, I can hear that person out. I can listen to this manager have a small conversation because I just learned something. Now I can go to this promoter, have another small conversations, and conversations, small conversations to the big conversations. And now I'm really starting to understand the business within that year that I was just being on the USA team. And man, I was like, then my teammates started coming to me, ask me questions like, Keyshawn, what you think about this promotion or this manager or this, that, third? Because they knew that I knew. So I'm like, man, really like a businessman. Like I'm out here really handling business, like for real. I'm like, man, I'm gonna call myself the businessman. Like I'm gonna call me the businessman. And I was what, 19 years old, 18, 19, and it stuck with me.
Yeah, here you are right now, and you did win an Olympic silver medal at the 2021 games there in Tokyo. Speaking of your amateur run there, big rivalry with Andy Cruz. Do we end up seeing that down the road? Like, what's the priority for you of making that fight happen as a pro?
Definitely a priority. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like definitely is definitely a priority, like for sure. It just gotta happen at the right time. Because if you want my honest opinion, I don't think he's ready. We already reached out, just like we reached out to Gustavo.
Sure.
We already reached out to Andy Cruz and them, and they said they don't want to fight me now. Like I'm not lying, you know what I'm saying? So I did my part, you know what I'm saying? He's not ready, so he's definitely a priority. So whenever he's ready, whenever his promoter manager, whatever ready, then shit, we gonna make it happen.
Do you think he's lived up to expectations so far as a pro?
No, like think about me, like me being a silver medalist. Like I got the boxing world heated right now. I'm hot right now. Andy Cruz is like dull. He's not hot. People is not rushing out these seats to go watch him fight. People still be at the concession stands while he fighting. Like, no, like he's not on my level in terms of performancing. Like he don't perform how I perform. And that's just proof in the pudding. Go back and watch both our fights. He don't perform how I perform.
It's a brewing rivalry that's only going to continue, I'm sure. Let's talk about the great one, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, a Virginia legend, a Hall of Famer. Uh, what influence would you say he had on you? And I know that a big part of this card is you guys wanted to honor his family and his spirit. But when you look back on the times you had with him as a young fighter, what did you learn and how special was that?
Sweet Pea had a great eye for talent, for sure. First time I ever seen Sweet Pea was in an amateur boxing fight. My brother was like 12. I was like 9. And he walked in the venue and everybody attention was on him and he just walked around the whole entire venue. My big brother Kelvin, he was warming up in the corner somewhere, but minding our business. Like we see him, but we really minding our business. You know what I mean? So eventually he walked over there to us and sat down to us next to us and just started watching Kelvin hit the pads right before he get into the ring and fight. So I'm like, what the hell? Why he do that? Right? So I'm like, okay, so Kelvin get in the ring, Kelvin fighting, Kelvin doing his thing. Sweet Pea calling like, yo, do this, do that. You should chat, da, 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 da. Like into it. He's into it. You know what I'm saying? So after the fight, he dapped Kelvin up. He was like, bro, you the future. You gonna be nice. Like I'm telling you, to stick to it. So I seen that as a kid, and he ain't saying nothing to me. And he ain't had to say that to me. I knew I was good. He had to do that to me. I just always had that confidence. So when he did it to my brother, and my brother is Southpaw just like Sweet Pea, it just made me it always remember it. It made me remember like, yo, we're destined for this. We're
Sure.
destined for this. And now we're here.
Is there any elements of his game, his demeanor that you feel like you've kind of, picked up or adopted?
One thing he always told me, and I kept with me now, I ain't gonna say on camera, because at one point in time, Sweet Pea was training me, like he was coaching me for sure. Because I ain't have a coach and bouncing around from gym to gym, I just ran into Sweet Pea and he recognized me and he just started like working with me. You know what I'm saying? He told
Sure.
me like, "Yo, it's two things about you, Keyshawn. Is this and is that. Do not lose that right there." And that stayed with me for the. I still remember it. You know what I'm saying? So
And when you got a chance to meet him, were you already, educated on his career and had seen what he'd accomplished?
Yeah, I'm from Norfolk. Everybody, when you born in Norfolk, you know Sweet Pea.
Sure.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was definitely educated.
What a legend, and it's awesome that you guys are give him that respect and carry on the things you've learned from him and the time you spent with him. Uh, you do
Right.
talk a lot about Tank Davis too, which gets me fired up as a boxing fan. It seems like you're like, yo, if that fight opens up, I'll take it. Like what, again, like we talked about, not wait around. Is that a realistic option given the business landscape? Do you think that you end up in the ring with him?
Hell yeah. I feel like if I when I become world champion, I'm a world champ just like he world champ. Davis versus Davis, like just the name itself is that's pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna sell more than it's gonna sell more than his this fight right now that he got, and it's gonna sell more than his last fight, guaranteed. Um, Not only do he sell, of course, he's the face of boxing. He's Gervonta, right? But me just coming up for my first main event, I just sold over 9,000 seats. You know what I'm saying? So I sell. People is gonna come see me fight Tank. Also, a lot more people gonna come see Tank fight me. But
Sure.
we're both gonna sell it. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's definitely a fight that needs to be made. Davis versus Davis, and both of us got that mentality. You understand what I'm saying? So I think if he up for the challenge, I'm up for it.
Have you had any contact with him? Do you think you're on his radar, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm on everybody's radar. Like I'm talented. I can really fight. I'm on everybody's radar. I feel like people is not gonna mention me because they don't really want these problems. Like people know from amateurs. People know now that I'm proving myself. You know what I'm saying? So people not just gonna jump and be like, "Oh, I want to fight Keyshawn," unless I'm when I sell out this event, now I'm selling out the next event, and I'm selling out the next event. Then it's gonna be like, all right, bet, let's fight Keyshawn because now I'm a pay-per-view star at this point, right? But as of right now, people not gonna jump and be like, oh, let me fight Key. You know what I'm saying? It's too dangerous for them right now.
You really seem to understand. I mean, you're the businessman, so you do understand the business, but you can fight. We know that. You can also talk. Was that always natural that you had sort of a not only a gift for gab, but an understanding of when they turn the lights on and put a microphone in front of you that you can further your cause by having a plan?
Dang, I'm glad you asked me that because no, as a kid, even in high school when I was like a teenager, I was always the guy that was in the cut, not saying anything. I was always the guy that was short tempered. I was always the guy that was, real confident. So I didn't have to say anything. I just let my stuff show for itself. You know, I didn't really realize that I had to start promoting myself until I got on the USA boxing team. But at the same time, I didn't know how to talk. So I didn't know where to start, what to do. As I travel, see the world, you see different things, you hear different things, you start to figure out yourself more. Because now I'm not just living in Norfolk anymore. I'm not just seeing Norfolk, and that was like a protective instinct of me not talking. It's a protective instinct. You're not going to figure me out. But as I started traveling the world more, I started to open up more, and I started to realize who the businessman really is. And I started, get my words together. And now, God bless me with marketability.
There it is. There it is. You got to be able to talk. You got to be able to back it up. You've done that. We're going to find out if you can do it again. November 8th, Gustavo Lemos, ESPN, headlining in your home city. DB3 in the house. Keyshawn, it's been a pleasure to chat with you, man. Best of luck. Continued success. Keep reaching for the stars, Bo.
Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless you.